Hi everyone, this is section 4 the last section on how to pack from Mount Kilimanjaro. I'll be following the Wild Guanabana checklist on the final two items here, traveling and safety. The first item on the list is the dry sack, and the dry sack here is extremely important. Now, it looks pretty much like this. It basically, you put your stuff in it and it keeps it dry. It's got a way to lock it, which is a pressure lock that just makes sure that everything is dry. Now these comes in all different shapes and sizes. This one is sort of a medium to large size, and you can have also small ones which are helpful for compartmentalizing your stuff. So you can keep your socks in one, your shirts in one, and your gloves in another. So it allows you to access your stuff more quickly. But again, not a must. But for the regular big dry sack, if you don't have a waterproof pack, it's very good to put the dry sack inside the pack. And so when you're packing, you're actually, packing the actual dry sack like so. So even if it rains and the backpack is not waterproof, you'll still not get anything wet. So that's very important to keep everything dry. After that, you have the duffel bag, and then they come in different sizes. What I would recommend is going for quite a large duffel bag, and here basically you put everything that you're going to be carrying to the mountain. So you initially travel with this duffel bag with everything in it, even sometimes your backpack, and then when you get to Tanzania, you can unpack your backpack, put the stuff that you're going to be using during the day in it, and then everything else goes into the duffel bag. The porters carry the duffel bag, so it needs, very important that it needs to weigh a maximum of 15 kilos, because the porters carry their personal stuff as well, which is 5 kilos, and the maximum weight they can carry is 20 kilos. So very important that it stays at 15, and make sure that it's made out of soft material, because not a hard bag or not any rollers on it, because again the porters will be carrying it on their back, so it needs to be comfortable for them to wear. Going down on the list, there's Ziploc bags, and these you can get them from any supermarket, usually transparent bags with a zip at the top. Again, useful for putting your sunscreen in it. Sometimes the cartridge ends up exploding when you go higher in altitude because of the pressure, so it's important to keep it safe. It's good to put medicine or half-eaten sort of snacks. You've got on the list here as well as the pair of binoculars. This is obviously only important if you're going on safari. And then an optional trail snack food items. Now this is basically any food that you really love, or a snack like Twix or Bounty or some kind of chocolate that you really like, or sweet. This is just a nice thing to have with you to eat throughout the trek every day, or perhaps when you get to camp as a bonus. You will have a lot of food on the mountain, and a lot of snacks as well. But if you have something special that would really kind of motivate you and keep you going, it's a good thing to bring it with you. There's travel clothes, obviously it goes without saying, but it's important to make sure that you have clean travel clothing with you, so when you get back from the mountain and shower, you can get into those. Those obviously you will leave at the hotel, so you won't take with you on the mountain in your duffel bag. Finally, there's the toiletry bag. Again, we will have toilet paper, so you don't need to bring any of that. You can bring soap, although we will provide, but some people want to have their own soap. Wet wipes is the most important item on there. Now, because we won't have access to showers, it's really important to have lots of wet wipes. Sometimes I recommend getting 40 wet wipes or so. Usually women like to have more than that, so basically it's up to you. Again, it's a personal thing. Obviously your toothbrush, a small towel. The very quick dry towels are best, but any towel will do. Hand sanitizer is very important for hygiene, just to clean your hands after the bathroom and before and after you eat, just to keep everything hygienic. Foot powder, again, if that's a personal preference. Dust mask. Earplugs if you're a light sleeper, because sound does tend to travel quite a lot on the mountain. So if you're a light sleeper and you don't want to be bothered by other people in other camps and so on, you want to get an early night's sleep, that's a good option to have. Finally, the last section on the list is safety, and the item here is a small personal first aid kit. Again, this is optional because we will have a fully equipped, fully stocked first aid kit that has everything that you need. But if you want to have something close by you that has just the basic items, please go ahead. And finally, drugs, medications, and prescriptions. So obviously, if you have any prescription drugs that you're taking, bring those with you and check with your doctor that it's fine to take those while you're climbing. And then usually we will always have medicine and drugs with us, but if you have something that you also need or take a lot of, then please bring that. But I would recommend for everybody to have just a small dose of things like Pepto-Bismol, and for upset stomach or indigestion, Ciprobay, it's an antibiotic for the bowels, and if you get a traveler's diarrhea, you need to have just a generic antibiotic just in case you get a cold or something like that. It's good to carry ibuprofen or Tylenol, whatever you think is best, just in case you get any headaches. And finally, there is Diamox, and Diamox is something that helps you with the acclimatization process. Now, it's not a must, but I highly recommend it. You take usually between 125 and 250 milligrams per day, and you start it the day before you arrive on the climb. So if you're going to take that, make sure you start it a day before, and really helps with the acclimatization and just will make your experience much more pleasant. You don't have to worry about the smaller symptoms of altitude, like just headaches and so on. And if you get sprains and muscle aches regularly, then maybe you can get just something for that as well. So that completes the section 4 and the entire gear checklist for how to climb, how to pack for climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. If you have any other questions, please do get in touch with us. And finally, just one last thing, again, not an item on the list, but a lot of us like to take with them a flag or a banner. Personally, I carry my own flag with me when I climb mountains, just a personal thing. Some people like to take a country flag, company flag if you're sponsored to do this, or even a flag of a charitable organization or a charity that you're trying to raise money or awareness for. That's everything. If you have any questions, again, please do get in touch, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you.